You may have heard of WABI-SABI as Japanese concept of aesthetics. And also I have talked about WABI-SABI in other videos, but there are profound meaning in WABI-SABI as a philosophical concept. So today I'm going to share 5 life lessons that we can take from this concept, philosophical concept of WABI-SABI. Number 1, embrace what it is. Concept of WABI-SABI is not about finding beauty in imperfection. It's actually coming more from your inner world. So it means you don't judge either perfect or imperfect or good or bad, but really bring your state of mind to train our eyes to see what it is, the truth. So maybe there's no truth, but to see and to embrace what it is. And when we embrace what it is, there is a profound feeling comes up, and that actually bring the connection and also the beauty, the feeling of beauty emerge from within. I'll give you an example. Broken jeans. So the jeans which has a torn or some hole. In one way, one jeans is actually designed with this kind of fashionable, trendy design with torn, and then you pay like $200 because it's fashionable. So then you would pay because you appreciate, because it is actually considered as fashionable to wear something like that. On the other hand, if your own jeans got torn or break, then you might think, oh, I'm not going to use this anymore because it's torn. And so then the same thing, even it could have been looking probably the same, but then our perception makes a judgment. This is an example how we see things. We see things with our lenses. So then WABI-SABI really tells us that to see what it is. So the broken jeans or even broken ceramics, we have also the art of mending with gold. And so when things are broken, we just see as it is. Don't give judgment, because we are conditioned to see things either good or bad. So this is also the training in our life to see things as it is. If it's broken, you can decide either to fix it and to cherish it. Or if you don't like it, maybe you can tear it up and use some parts, or you give it away, or maybe some people decide to throw it away. But it comes from your own decision. If something is not in the way that the society give the opinion, then you follow. Then this is not your own, you are not in line with your own thinking and your own belief actually. So just make sure and embrace to see what it is in your own belief system and not from what you are conditioned to see. It often happens, we are brought up with full of conditioning since we're children. However, sometimes it becomes an obstacle in our life and we are not able to really to follow who we are. And of course, there are some rules in the society and we have to follow, but when it comes to more like our own personal items, personal situations, then first see what it is, as it is, things as it is, without giving judgment. So that's really reduce our suffering. So number 2, embrace impermanence. So WABI-SABI is also appreciating fleeting moment. So every moment is different. Even when I'm talking now, few seconds later, situation is different. So really about embracing the current moment. We often entertain our mind with our past and also with future. So then we forget to, or we don't allow yourself to connect with our current moment when our mind gets really busy. For example, thinking about future. Of course, we need to make some planning in our life, what we are going to do or certain planning. However, if you start thinking about future, unknown future, and if you try to control unknown future, it becomes suffering. And as I mentioned, it is, of course, important to make, without planning, nothing will happen. But we also make a decision what we are going to do every second. And however, if we start thinking too much about future, or if we start thinking about the past, especially what had happened in the past, and if that brings really suffering feeling, if something really hurtful things happen to you, and if you start going back to that moment, then you feel victim. And this feeling, bringing your feeling to the past, it does not help to live fully for now. And of course, we need to heal our emotions, and we need to have some healing in our emotions and from what had happened in the past. It is important to transform this energy, but if we just keep going back to the past and having the same emotion all the time will not help. And what we can learn from WABI-SABI is to increase the time that you stay in the moment and connect to nature, connect to what's happening around us, to feel, to taste, use our 5 senses, and even just drink tea and enjoy, because tomorrow tea is different because the temperature is not the same all the time. So whatever we do right now is not the same in other time. So really enjoy and embrace this fleeting moment, impermanence, and we can increase this time of being the moment. So that will enhance our well-being and also our energy. We can expand our energy with fulfilling moment rather than traveling to the back or traveling to future. And of course, it is nice to imagine and something that we love. But then if we do that in the present moment, then we can expand this energy. And also then in the future, something will, our inside, our internal world becomes reality. Number 3, appreciate. So we are living in this world not alone. People around us, things around us, nature around us, the universe around us. That's why we exist. So it's a philosophical to say the universe, but we appreciate things around us. And especially when WABI-SABI, the feeling and concept of this WABI-SABI comes from appreciating. So any aesthetics, we appreciate then the beauty, or where we see the beauty and we appreciate, but it's actually coming from appreciation. So if you see, we connect with nature and you see the beauty. So for example, rain. I don't think anybody likes rainy weather, rainy, dark, cloudy weather, especially when it is everyday winter with a storm, and nobody likes that. However, if you focus on, I don't like rain, and if you keep complaining it, I start suffering. So in that kind of moment, this is not about positive thinking. It's nothing about positive thinking. We can dislike it, but then when you start focusing on the sound of raindrops, or even if I see with my artistic eye water creating some beautiful patterns on the ground, or also even the sound of rain with my music ears, then there are some patterns I can also go deeper, and then it becomes like poetic. In Japan, especially June actually is a rainy season. If you go to, for example, Kyoto and visit temple, and they have a beautiful old Japanese garden with some moss, and when it is raining there is some kind of nostalgic, really profound beauty in it. So rain, it's also the kind of wabi-sabi beauty. And when we appreciate these subtle signs in life, then our life can be more joyful. Because if we start just putting the hate in something happening, it expands more. It's actually a root of fulfillment and something joyful. And it retrieves our beautiful mind. So appreciation, find something that we appreciate from, even though in a situation which is going not in a favorable way, we always find something we can appreciate. Number 4, celebrate the passage of time. So I talked about fleeting moments, that our time goes by, and appreciate being the moment, but also to celebrate the things, also ourselves, which went through some time. Some people might appreciate antique, vintage, but also like anything which has been through the time. We have survived, we have some maybe wounds, but celebrate what we have been through. So, for example, as we get older, we always want to look younger and look beautiful. We don't want to have lines or disformed body. And maybe some people go through cosmetic surgery. Also, then there will be other part of our body, they change. So we cannot avoid. For example, wine. Some wine are appreciated more as they age. So although we have the feeling that we like to, I also myself prefer not to have too much wrinkles in my eyes, around my eyes or in my skin. So aging is part of our life, and it's celebration of our life. It comes from inside. So there are some beautiful, beautiful photos of senior people in their late life, sparkling and full of wrinkles, but they have inner beauty, the light. So we can radiate, we can still look beautiful regardless of the age, and it comes from inside. And also the things, some artworks, for example, some art are perfectly illustrated, especially in the Western art. But some of the Japanese art, for example, we appreciate these decays in art as well. And that's a part of wabi-sabi, because we appreciate that the sign that when they went to this passage of time that we can see in art. So our body also shows the passage of our time. So we celebrate this. So celebration of our life, and it comes from inside, and it's not from outside. You could look beautiful without any wrinkles, but our inner world are suffering, then our energy gets affected. So work on our inside and be able to celebrate this passage of time. Number 5, life is a journey. It's also conclude everything what I mentioned previously, 1, 2, 3, 4. As we are on a journey, it does not mean that we achieve one thing and trying to make one thing perfect or trying to attain just one goal. We are walking on a path. We are on a journey. Along the journey, things comes to us. And of course, we have certain goals or certain stations that we can receive what we worked on or what we are given. So, but then we keep going. So we are walking on a path, like we are on a train that's bring us to a certain place. But there are many.
Walking on a path.
We are walking on a path. It's also like being on a long train journey with beautiful scenic view. So we enjoy the moment we are. It doesn't mean to arrive in certain stations. It goes to next one. It goes to next one. Then you enjoy the path where we are now. Also, from Wabi-Sabi way of thinking, it doesn't mean that getting one thing, achieving one thing does make you feel totally fulfilled, because there's something more. So really, Wabi-Sabi is coming from inside to feel fulfilled with where we are. And of course, we are walking on a path. Maybe you're trying to master some skills, you're working on certain things, but it is a journey. So we have many stops, but we keep going. We don't know how it will be. So enjoy the current journey where we are, because we are on a path. So really appreciate and accept that life is a journey. If you like to know more, if you like to learn more about this concept, I give one-on-one coaching session. So please have a look my website or email me directly. See you next time.